So 8. That's great. You ready?
Yeah, I feel like a proud parent. Her baby.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
Welcome back to the Sester podcast. Period. I'm Jalen.
And I'm Interior.
Get comfortable.
Get comfortable. Cause we got a lot to say.
Just you wait.
Per usual.
So today, what's our song?
Oh, Worth It. If y'all haven't heard it, y'all should go listen to it.
Who
But
is
it
it by?
is Worth It by I think it's Lecrae.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Lecrae
Lecrae.
and Kiera Shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what, like, it's just a little dirt, it's just a little stain. Like, no matter what you tell yourself or anybody else tell you, you still worth it. Like, it's still purpose for you to keep getting up and keep showing up, no matter how bad it seems. So
That's good.
trust God,
That's good.
because it's a reason why you're going through that storm.
And I think that's a great way to start our conversation about storms. I don't know. I just kind of feel like everybody is struggling. And I know, like, when you be on social media and stuff, of course, you going to only see what I want you to see. Right. So I'm not going to necessarily show the fact that I'm struggling or that I got bills late or that, you know, whatever the case may be. But everybody, when I say everybody is going through a storm right now. And I guess I'm just I've been personally trying to figure out, like, why do I feel like we as a generation, and when I say we, I'm talking about, like, born between 90 maybe and 95, 96, somewhere in that area. Why are we having such a hard time? As a unit. It's like I don't know, I just feel like it's like a collective, like everybody is literally having a hard time. And why?
Right. And it's like, I don't know, I made it my mission. Like, I'm always that person who got to feel like I got it all together, but I really made it like my mission these last couple of years. Like, I just don't want to tell y'all the good. Like, I want to be vulnerable in my storm, because you just never know, like, who it'll help. Like, yeah, you know, I want my friends to see me as strong, but baby, sometimes I be weak.
And I feel like that's the testimony. Like, that's how you can show, like, you know, what believing in God, what having faith in God, and what trusting God can do. Like, yeah, I'm having a hard time, but God is still God. Like, what I'm going through does not stop him from being who he is. Right.
Because I feel like sometimes we really base how happy we are, how good our life is on our circumstances. And the storm gonna come. Like, it's always gonna come. But
do you have your rain jacket or not? Do you got your boots or not?
You gotta suit up, because of course, like, his best strength is gonna be shown in your weakness. And when you feeling, you know, like you by yourself, or, you know, God is not hearing you, that's when he's tapped in the most. So
I don't know. I guess I think too, for me personally, like I said, I've been trying to figure. I don't know why I feel like I got the know the why. That's my problem. We're working on it. But I feel like growing up, I saw my parents figure things out. Like, I never really saw them struggling per se. Like, I don't ever remember a time where, like, my mama was complaining about money, or I don't ever remember a time where, you know, bills weren't paid and I was made aware of it, or like the lights went off, or we ain't had nothing to eat. Like, I can never remember that. And so I think I grew up thinking that because of that, it was gonna be easy.
Exactly. Like, life was gonna be sweet. Because I know I say all the time, oh, I can't wait. And especially, like, with my childhood, like, the biggest thing for me was just growing up, because I felt like a grown up, like, they can control a lot of things.
It was glamorized.
It really was like
and not just and not just like family, but like on TV and stuff too. Like when you would think about like even being in like maybe middle school and watching like That's So Raven. Like she was in high school, you know, she had her own room. She was fashionista. She was like always getting into stuff, but it just seemed like you were always waiting for the next thing. So even when you was in high school, then you was like when we was watching A Different World, like all of them was in college and having, you know, the time of their life. So it's like, oh, I can't wait to get to college. Then when you get to college and now you watching people that's got jobs and you like, oh, I can't wait to get there. And it's like every time you get to that next thing, it's like you enjoy it for like a second and then you be worried about what's next.
Exactly. I think that's really the root of the problem though. Like I feel like just say, like, for instance, like, okay, God said that I'm gonna be this. If God showed me everything within that this, I don't want to do it.
You're gonna make me hit you.
I don't want to do it. Like, I know. Like, let's. Can we find a safer route? Can we find
What's the alternative?
But the thing is, like, we really miss the crushing. And I feel and that's speaking for me right now, I'm so ready to push through and get like, I'm always like, you know, I can't wait to this, I can't wait to this, but what about now? Like, it's a purpose in my crushing right now, you know what I'm saying?
And we so worried about the crushing being over that we're not taking the time to figure out why am I even being crushed in the first place. That's why you're gonna keep, that's why you're gonna keep crushing. You're gonna continue to crush. Like, I feel like that's why we may be having such a hard time, because there are a lot of big purposes on a lot of our lives. Like, there are a lot of things that our generation is supposed to do for the next generation or just for the world in general. Like, somebody in our generation maybe had a cure to cancer, or like, you know what I'm saying, anything. So with that in mind, we got to go through some stuff. Like, he never promised that it was gonna be easy. I don't know where we got that from. With all this is aesthetic, it's supposed to be aesthetic and soft life, and that's all cute and stuff. But soft life, what does that lead to?
I see what complacency, really. No growth, being exactly what I don't want to be. Like, I literally was just reading, you know, like, God, I know how to live with a little bit and I know how to live with a lot. But in that, you never told me that I should not want more.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I can only speak from, you know, my point of view and the people around me, like, if I tell somebody something, I get a lot of fear. Like, I get, but it's a difference in being content and complacent.
Talk about it.
It is. And I feel like the generation before us, you know, they are so, and I'm not trying to step on their toes, but they are so used to, it just is what it is. But I'm a true believer that if I know God told me something, I don't care how you feel about it. I don't care if it sounds crazy to you. I don't, like, I know what God told me.
And that's enough.
And it's okay if I want to quit this job, because I know God has better for me. He has shown me better. He has given me visions of better. But Auntie telling me, oh, you just need to be thankful that you got a job. I am.
Or you don't quit your job until you got another job. What if this job is making me put my hair out?
Or what if this job is standing in, when I tell you 2021, God told me I needed to leave my job before February 21st. February 21st. March 4th, I was still there, still miserable. I was comfortable. Like, when I tell you I had the best co-workers, like, they are family. But when God tell you something, you gotta move. I was still there March 4th. Literally, I was, you know, trying to search for jobs, blase. And, you know, I wasn't hearing back from nobody. And he literally said, "Are you gonna trust me or not? Cause right now, like you not living like you trust me. So what you gonna do?" I went to Nashville, and when I tell you, I literally went for my cousin's. I want to say it was her baptism. When I tell you, I didn't know these people from nothing. This man literally called out what I had on. I've never seen this man. He literally called out what I had on, and he said, you gotta do it. That next day I put my 2-week notice in. That next day, I got 3 job offers. Making money that I like. And I mean,
He
like,
was waiting on you that whole time.
Waiting on me. And I'm letting what I was seen as my norm, like, you gotta have something lined up. I do. I have God lined up. Like,
girl,
it might not.
I'm about to hear her. She's preaching.
It might not make sense to you.
Right, and it never.
And
never
I
was
mean,
supposed to.
I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I wasn't scared, because I mean, thank God my husband paid all the bills, but you know, that's another story. But but I was still scared. Like
Cause you just didn't know what was next.
Exactly. And I'm a girl. I like to spend money. I know the lifestyle that I have to keep up.
Cause I'm a.
And I'm like how
I'm gonna get my hair done? How I'm gonna go on these trips? I got a pretty little thing cart.
But we literally just be so focused on how it looks sometimes, or how I feel sometimes, and
or like you said, what you hear other people say. I think that's a big problem. Like, we grow up, I feel like, being told what to do, how to do, where to do, why to do, for how long to do, literally. And I feel like when you finally go to college, or at least that's how it was for me. When I finally went to college, that's when I realized, like, you are in charge of your own decision. Like, you have to make decisions for yourself. And I had no confidence in that because I never had to do it. So it was like everything I did, I second guessed myself, and I was always looking for people to like validate me, like, oh yeah, that's a good idea,
or I think you should do that.
Mm-hmm. And they never did. That's why I struggled for a long time, because it was like, well, dang, do I even know how to make this? Like, am I even smart? Like, am I creative? Am I this? Am I that?
They take you down a whole rabbit hole.
Oh, girl. And it take you forever to dig yourself up out of it.
They do. And that, I always gotta go back to that Bible. That's why it's so important to know the promises and the truth of God, because literally, like, you can get up and the devil gonna tell you you're worthless. You can't do that. Like, you gonna be just like your mama. You gonna be just like this. You gonna be, you can't get out of that project. You can't do this. You can't do that. But I know what God told me.
And I was just watching a sermon, just literally this morning. He was saying that a lot of people are scared to admit what their weaknesses are, but there is so much strength in that, because your weakness is how the devil is going to get to you. So if you don't even know what he's using to get to you, then how you gonna fight him? Or how are you gonna know, you know what I'm saying, like, your vulnerable moments? Like, you have to be real with yourself and figure out what is my weakness. And it may be more than one, and that's okay. Because for me, Jalen, my weakness is other people and what they think. Not necessarily that I care what people think about me, but I do look for that validation when I make, choices or decisions or whatever. And I feel like if I don't hear, like, good job, or, that's a good idea, or I'm proud of you, or it's almost like I immediately start second guessing myself, like, dang, was it a good idea? Like, should I have done it that way? Should I have waited? Should I have? But now I'm in a season where, and I don't mean no harm, but I don't give up what anybody thinks about what Jalen is doing. Because guess who got to live with what I'm doing?
You. And honestly, this is off subject, but I just don't understand why people feel like they have to be so invested in what you're doing.
Because it makes them feel better about their situation. I'm convinced.
I mean, it got to, because if I haven't seen you in years and the first thing you saying to me is, what are you doing? Or, you know, where you, like, how about we normalize, how are you?
It's good to see you.
I mean, I'm
dang.
glad that you are still here, but you worried about my pockets and you worried about what hospital I'm at. Like, that's the type of stuff that really, like, gets
and
me.
I feel like too, that is why a lot of us connect our identity to our job, because it's like that's all anybody ever cares about is what do you do, what you doing now, you still in school, where you working, like, ma'am,
how are you? A simple how are you, like, do you know, like like some days I literally, like, I just be pushing through. And it's like a simple, how are you? Have you ate today? You know,
how'd
like,
you sleep last night?
I mean, you know,
I'm
like,
just checking on you. You was on my heart.
How can I help you? Like, you know, like, I mean, it don't even have to be monetary.
Right,
Just
right.
Like, how can I help you? And like, that's a whole nother story. But I forgot what I was about to say. But literally, like, I feel like sometimes the hardest thing about not only being an adult, but it's just like making decisions. Like, I always be stuck in, you know, God, am I being disobedient, or am I going through this because it's purpose behind this? No, I want to say you sent me the sermon, you know, when I was going down my little rabbit hole, and I'm like, you know, God, like, am I going through this because, you know, I'm not supposed to be here, or this not, you know, what you want me to be doing, or am I going through this because I'm almost at my breakthrough? And I feel like that's like literally the hardest thing as an adult. And I feel like that's why a lot of people, you know, stop on their dreams, because it got hard. And God never said it wasn't gonna get hard. He never said it.
What he said was, read my word so you can know what to do when it gets hard.
When it gets hard, and I'm gonna be there for you when it gets hard. And even though I might be silent right now, it does not mean I'm not working.
Ooh, that's normally when he putting in overtime.
But literally, and I don't quote me, but it was just like, you know, dang, I literally forgot. But it was basically like, you know, if you ain't got no problems, it ain't no purpose in this. Like,
yikes, that's good, and that's true. Because it's like, what is all this for? It got to be for a reason.
It got to be for a reason. Like, all of these people fighting against us, or all these people going out of their way to try to get you to have a bad day. Like, literally, just to bother you. Like, you literally got to be doing something.
It's
right.
the negativity for me.
Exactly. And I'm sick of negative people.
Like, are y'all okay?
I've been praying for people all week, because the stuff that I have been getting lately, I'm just flabbergasted that you would even open your mouth and say that. Because I'm sorry, but some of the stuff, like, that I have been going through, I would not wish that on my worst enemy. Could not even form the words to say that to somebody.
You would never think to do that.
I don't understand.
Like I said, misery
Love's good.
love it.
When people do you wrong, you know, you just want to be mad, and you want to get back. And literally, when I tell you, I had the most mellow husband. When it comes out to me, though, like, listen, like this, and he go,
Period.
But he's just like, baby, you gotta pray for him. Pray.
Did you hear what she just said to me?
Hear what she just said?
Pray.
And you want me to pray? And literally, like, that was like a couple weeks ago. And then I come home and I tell him something, like, he was like, ooh, there's a God, like, you know, prayer works, you see? And I'm thinking to myself, like,
shut up.
it ain't that big of a difference.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know, just remember what you said, how she was last week. I think this progress, you know, just keep praying for her, keep praying for her.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I have to pray. Sometimes I have to pray that God gives me the desire to pray for people. Cause I'm gonna be honest, like when somebody do you wrong, that's just not your first. It's not. Let's just be honest.
And
it's not.
I don't care how much church people or anybody like. It's not easy.
It's not.
And
it should be, but it's
not. I'm not gonna sit up here and
act like it is. Yeah, no. I literally be like, God, you know how I feel about this person.
Help me to
please help me to even have the desire to speak their name to you. Cause right now, I'm not wasting my prayer list on them. I'm very serious about my prayer list. I'm not putting you on my list. No.
I've been following this new pastor for a little bit. And he was basically saying, like, even with him, like, he's never, like, been a people's person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's always had to pray. And I feel like, you know, just having somebody, you know, that is in that, like, I don't know the word I'm trying to use, but just in that spotlight, he a whole pastor, like, he has whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
still being honest about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, you know, like, growing up, like, I'm sorry, but the pastors, like, back in the day, they weren't honest. For you to let me know that you struggle with some of the same stuff that's big to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what's like really helping me to know, like, I'm not the only person struggling to deal with people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cause I'm like, you know, God, I love you. But I don't want
this person. It's this person for me. It's this person for me.
I tell you, like, the power of the tongue is very real. Like, I literally show the devil how to attack me. Like, just for instance, the other day, like, I was like, somebody said something about my phone. I had dropped my phone. They're like, dang, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, girl, ain't nothing gonna make me come up off this phone. Like, it's gonna have to blase. 3 days later. I ain't even dropped the phone hard. It's whole screen went out. On the time before that, me and my friends, we were talking about tickets. And they was just talking about, you know, girl, I got these tickets, blase. And I was like, damn, I ain't never had no ticket. A week later. Sometimes we are our own worst enemy.
What we said,
I know this.
Shut up sometimes.
Please. Shut up sometimes. And sometimes, like, I am going back to what you were just saying, like, it's not normal for me to, you know, like, want somebody else to be going through something, but it's a very human response to be negative. Like, it really is. Like, it's more common for me to complain about something than to encourage something. And that is why you have to be careful who you surround yourself with. Because I'm gonna complain. And if I'm around a friend who we can talk about something, but the person that I'm praying to be, we can talk about it now, but we ain't talking about it all day. We just not.
Get up and get out. Because that's another thing for me is isolation. I feel like the devil always trying to make me be by myself or inside the house or in the dark.
And you want to know why?
Because that's when he gets to me.
Exactly. And I'm not here to say, Jalen, that is not true.
I'm going to tell you, get out that house.
Exactly.
Get up and go somewhere. Go do something.
And that was me this weekend.
And what I say?
I want to suck in it, though. And it felt good, though. But I literally turned my little brain off because I was like, you know, God, I'm not gonna let the devil use this moment of my resting to make me feel bad about it.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Like, I know I needed to rest, but the type of resting that I was going to do, it wasn't nothing but the devil. He wanted me to suck. He wanted me to make me feel like my life was falling a freaking apart. But I have a lot of things to be thankful for.
Falling apart or falling into place?
I said that to you. Because I told somebody the other day.
I stole it from somebody. It may have been you.
Me. Cause it like the devil gonna tell you it's falling apart, but you know God is taking them little pieces that how you feel like you planned your life to be, and He's making it better.
And another thing is too, I feel like we ask God for stuff, and He is working through us for us to be able to have those things, and then it's almost like we get upset with Him for giving us what we ask Him for. Like He not just gonna give you the thing; He has to prepare you for it. So when you asked Him for a new job, He trying to make sure you acting right on the job you got now before He give you a new job. So things may be getting harder. So you looking up at Him like, why is it so hard? I'm doing what you. I bet you He be up there like.
Let's shift the conversation. Like, I feel like the hardest adjust for me from going from, you know, how I was raised into adulthood is learning how to take my hand out of it. Because like I said earlier, I rushed this because how I let people hurt me as a child. I used to wish, like, you know, God, I can't wait till I get older because I ain't putting up with none of this. None of this. I'm going to be able to take myself out of this situation. I ain't going to be able to, I mean, you know, I ain't got to be around these people. I can control it. So that's little me feeling like I can protect myself.
Like it'll be better once you get out of it.
Once I get out of it. So I feel like a lot.
It's okay.
A lot of my success was based on me trying to prove people wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Or just getting out of a situation because I know I never wanted to depend on anybody. I felt like I was disappointed so much that it created a toxic drive in me. So I feel like that was like literally the hardest part. Like, and now I'm literally trying to not be that girl.
You're trying to unlearn it.
I'm trying to unlearn it. Like, I don't want to figure it out. Like, I have a husband that I need to back off and let him figure it out. I have a God that knows so much more than I do. So
take him off that list of people you can't depend on.
That part.
That's good. I'm proud of you though.
And honestly, I mean, stop feeling like you can depend on people for real. Cause I mean, like I said, like some of this stuff is just unrealistic expectations.
Yeah, and we be expecting God-like qualities in people that's not God, and you gonna get your feelings hurt every time.
Every time.
Because they're not Him. Like we cannot expect everybody to be as forgiving, as loving, as patient. Like people never gave any of those things. Like they're not gonna do those things like God can. So I don't know, I think we just need to work on finding comfort, true comfort in God and not in other things, not in other people, not in other places. Like, you really have to expect that from Him.
And Him only.
And Him only. Because I feel like when you're going through something and you're seeking comfort from like your mama or your whoever, and they don't live up to that expectation, it's like you in turn blame God for not showing up for you. You never went to Him. You went to your mama. So
that's a word.
I'm not sure what you were expecting. It's God's job, so I need to let Him do His job. And then I can let y'all just, be there to hold my hand or, help me cry or whatever, hug me, check on me, whatever. But when it comes to learning how to fight the enemy and learning how to love God's people, like He created these people. So He's the only one that can teach me how to love them. Because right now, I ain't got it. As like I said, I don't even want to put you on my prayer list. And then
you kicked out the prayer list.
You know how bad you gotta be?
It's crazy.
You know how bad you gotta be to get kicked off the prayer list? You really never even made it on.
It's
but
crazy. Do you hear me?
We working on it. We working on it.
But we definitely gotta give ourselves grace because it's definitely not a rule book. And I'm sorry, but grandma and mama didn't have these problems. And it's time for us to stop letting them make us feel like we're babies or we can't deal with nothing. It's not that. It never gave that.
It never gave
we
that.
are fighting different fights.
So how you fought yours,
it ain't.
It's not how I can fight mine.
Exactly. And I mean.
And I feel like too, I feel like mamas are natural problem solvers, like especially when it comes to their kids. So if I call my mama and tell her that there is something that I'm struggling with, she gonna give me solutions based on her knowledge base, right? But the solution that she give me may not be best for me. So that don't mean I gotta do it, because that's not gonna work for me, Mom. I appreciate it, but that's not gonna work for me. And I don't have to do it just because you said so, or just because you know, like. No. I don't want to do that. No. No, that's a complete sentence, they say. No.
Lately, I literally just been trying not to even, like, talk to people about it. Like, I literally it really is. And I feel like in certain situations that is a tactic of the enemy too, because it's the reason why God put certain people in your life.
Yes.
And I always tell people, like, what you're going through is so much bigger than you. Like, you don't know who is going to help. But sometimes you really have to, like, really pray, like, you know, God, like, first of all, take it to God first, and then He's gonna lead you to who you need to consult on, because
that's good.
It's a purpose for every friend. Like, I can't talk to all my friends about certain stuff that I can talk to Jalen with, or I can't, like, vice versa for everything. Like, I know, like, okay, this is, you know, who I need to go to with this, and we gotta utilize that. Because I mean, I always say, like, I felt like I lacked a lot of stuff, but God definitely blessed me 10 times over with the people that He put in my life as an adult. Because the stuff that I have to deal with, like, some people, they just not gonna relate, and that's okay. Like, they just not in that specific journey.
And you don't hold it against those people.
No.
You just not the friend for this situation, and like you said, that's okay.
And that's okay, like,
because it's certain stuff that you won't talk to me about, but you talk to your husband about. That's your person for that situation. That's okay. Like, that don't mean that I'm not a good friend,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So,
or you not there for me. That be the main thing. You know, they not there for you, or they blase.
You ain't got nobody. Stop saying that, because yes, you do.
Yes, you do. But I do, you know, always pray for, you know, a better community, because
for sure,
for real, because every day you growing. Like, you're not the same person that you was yesterday, especially not last year. So, you know, you need to feed your soul accordingly. Like, I always beat myself about this, but I don't have the same desires that I used to have. Like, what used to please me or what used to satisfy me is different now. And, you know, take that time to focus on, you know, like, I feel like we beat ourselves for changing, but honestly, it's a good thing. Like, you know, use that time to really just focus in on, you know, like, what do I like now?
Yeah. Because who want to stay the same forever?
Not me.
Me either.
Because I ain't, listen, I'm trying to elevate. Yeah, one thing, like, and my song should have been cycles. But I'm not going through that. Like, you're not that was not finna get me the same way he used to get me.
Every single day of that.
It never gave it. Because
every day you wake up, he using the same thing to upset you, and you letting it happen every day.
Every day.
It's insane.
You letting that same coworker piss you off every day to the point where you can't even get nothing done. But you ain't on that promotion.
Meanwhile, Angela done already showed you who she was.
Exactly.
And you still being shocked. I'm shocked that you're shocked. That she keep being who she already showed you she was.
So many times over. Just speak to Angela. Do not let Angela take you back to that person you used to be. And I get it. It's hard.
It is.
It's
very
hard for me.
It's very hard.
Because some days I do go off on Angela.
Because Angela be deserving.
Angela won't get me every day.
Right.
She ain't gonna get me every day.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
But sometimes I have to show Angela just who I am and who is fighting behind me. Because baby, never, don't forget. But
And that's just that on it.
I have to pray about it. But you know, God's still working on me. It never gave had it all figured out.
Never.
That ain't
Never gave. And I don't think it's ever gonna give. I don't think it's ever gonna give that, actually. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. It's okay. What we are saying is enjoy the ride. Like, don't beat yourself up because you not where you feel like you should be, or you don't have the things you feel like you should have. Like, enjoy where you are. Enjoy what you have. That's it. That's all.
Because if I don't know anything else, I know you are exactly where you're supposed to be. It might have taken a little longer. It might have felt like whatever, but as long as you continue to trust and like giving God your yes every single day, He's gonna get you there.
Every time.
Just try not to make an 11-day trip take 40 years, but He gonna get you there.
Now that's a sermon in itself. Huh? Did y'all hear that?
Exactly, but
That's my communion.
is it?
What advice do you have for somebody who feels like tomorrow just ain't gonna be better?
You literally have to, and I always used to be that person like, I don't want to take no pictures, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. But growing up, you need that stuff to hold on to, because every day ain't gonna be good, but you have to believe, you know, like, I ain't seen nothing yet. Like, literally,
Yeah.
God can really change your life in an instant. Like, yeah, it may feel like the weight of the world is on you right now, but literally, when I tell you, He can do exceedingly
And abundantly.
and abundantly more than you could even ask or think.
So that means everything that you see for yourself, what He has for you is so much more, so much more, so much more than that.
And I'm always that person like, oh, I miss the old days, or I miss this, or I miss that. Well, I'm ready for whatever He got.
Like, for a new thing.
Cause when I think about it, like every year, like it might not have been a good year, but it got better. I got better. So like I go back and I just look of all the things like God literally has done for me, or like how much I've grown, or how I've handled this situation. I think about how old me would have handled it. And I mean,
that's times I would have cried.
Should have cried.
But I didn't.
And I like that is really what get me through. Like, don't allow what you're going through right now make you forget the guy He was yesterday. Because y'all have been through some tough stuff.
Right.
And I can't never tell him he ain't never come through for me.
Nope.
It might not have been how I thought He was gonna come through.
Or when.
You know, we love trying to rush Him, but
His timing is everything.
He always come through.
That's good.
To answer. Cause baby, sometimes I just gotta dig deep because I ain't got no motivation all the time.
Yeah, I feel like that's honest though. That's honest.
And I feel like that was a problem of mine. I was so focused on motivation. But sometimes you ain't gonna feel like it. You just gotta get up And I feel like that's kind of where I am in life. Like, I just had to change my church because the old me, I was okay with just being, motivated. But now, I need some root deep anchored stuff.
I need more than a quote.
I need some
Bible teaching.
Some real teaching. Not, God gonna make a way. I know he gonna make a way, but how am I gonna get through it?
And some real life application, like we were talking about the other day. Like,
exactly.
I need you to teach me about the Bible and how I can apply it to what's happening today.
Exactly, because I get the stories and I get it. And yeah, they're gonna keep me till Monday, but what am I gonna do Tuesday?
That's
like,
a long week. That's a long week.
I need something that's gonna feed my soul. And literally, like, just because it's faith-based doesn't mean it's feeding your faith. So you definitely pray for God to surround you with people who actually feed your purpose. Not just people who are just, not saying, that anything was wrong.
Yeah, right.
But I kind of graduated and I need something.
Your faith is maturing. So
I need something a little bit more deeper. Because I ain't just going through surface problems,
Oh, this stuff deep. This stuff deep, baby.
I can't with you. But yeah, honey.
I think my advice would be just make the best out of where you are. Like, don't worry so much about tomorrow. What's the scripture? Don't focus on tomorrow because tomorrow have enough troubles. I can't think of
that's the context.
The verse, but yeah. Tomorrow gonna have its own issues. Like, just enjoy today. Make the best out of what's happening today. Like, and I know it sounds like cliche or simple, but I feel like we be so focused on the stuff that's happening to us that we can't even enjoy like what may be happening through us. Like, you are you are here for a reason. You are, everything that you're doing, the job that you have, the relationships that you're in, the friends that you have, everybody's lives that you touch on a daily basis, like, it's all for a reason. So just enjoy it. Like, learn to laugh about stuff. Laugh it off. Like, don't cry over spilled milk. Make the best out of the day. One day at a time. Like, don't worry about Friday. Like, again, same sermon I was watching this morning. He said a lot of y'all be upset on Monday about a bill that ain't gonna come till Friday. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen between Monday and Friday, but you already got an attitude about it because you don't know how you're gonna pay it. It's Monday. Like, just enjoy Monday, enjoy Tuesday, enjoy Wednesday, and Thursday you may get an unexpected check in the mail, or like, you just never know. But you have ruined your whole week, literally.
Oh, for something that's gonna work out anyway.
And I'm tired of ruining stuff for myself. I really am tired of ruining stuff for myself. Like, I don't want to just sit in the house and be sad and sulk and be isolated from the world. Like, I want to get out in the sun. I want to go to the park. I want to go for a walk. I want to go sit at a restaurant. I want to go to the bookstore. Like, I just want to enjoy and make the best out of every single day that God has given me. And he's going to honor that, because I feel like if I can't even enjoy what I have right now, why would he give me anything else?
More to juggle.
That's all I got.
That was good.
Thank you. I'm going to evangelism school. No, I'm not. I was just playing out.
I'm still praying to be nice to God, people, Lord.
Oh yeah, I can't evangelize
on me,
nobody.
Just, you could. Don't do that. You definitely pick it up. You definitely could, but That's real good.
Just enjoy it.
You first of all, use what I've already given you.
That's it. That's it.
I'm about to go read books. Cause I've already given you the tools. What you gonna do?
What you gonna do with them? It seems like all you doing is complaining about needing more tools, but you got a whole box over there that you ain't touched. It's dust on. Use them ones first. Show me what you can do with them ones, and then I'll give you some more.
That's good.
I feel like that was the sticky note.
That's our sticky note.
That's the sticky note.
I don't know, like, y'all let us know what y'all think, you know? Let us know, you know, what are some things that you feel like you are struggling with in your adulthood, or how to transition, or, because, I mean, we all figuring it out, so.
Yeah, I might know something that can help us.
Exactly, and I mean, you know, what you say might help 1,000 people.
Literally.
And I know,
you know we be getting 1,000 views and stuff.
Period.
Not quite, but we coming.
Speaking into existence. But for real, I mean, even if this reaches one person, it helps one person. Like, that's
I feel like we're doing it.
That's a job well done. You know, I feel like we put so much whatever into, you know, the numbers and the views and the this, but they might not be watching or commenting or liking, but they see you.
Are you influencing or are you impacting?
Okay, that's a good thing to end on.
Well, on that note, y'all, we'll see y'all next time.
Period.